Welcome to the channel and Cities Skylines. In this series we're going to be doing one of the scenarios that was delivered as part of the mass transit DLC, and this DLC was released on the 18th of May 2017 if you're watching this in the future. And we're going to do trains. I've already done Fix the Traffic and Ferry Empires, and now we're going to have a crack at trains. Now if you look at the picture here, it kind of indicates that we're going to start with a blank map and on a city called Sigville. And let's have a quick look at the wind conditions. We're going to construct 210 instances of train tracks. We have 200,000 people transported using trains. And the losing conditions is we've got 20 weeks to reach a population of 1,000, 150 weeks to reach a population of 12,000, and we can't have less than zero money. This could be a little bit tight, guys. 20 weeks isn't long, and starting from scratch. Let's have a quick look at the resources. Well, we've got access to all the resources. We've got water, we've got outside connections, suitable for building, 79%. Okay, I think we can just get started now, guys. Okay, immediately pause the game when you start, especially when you're on a time constraint like this. Hello game, hello, that's the standard message. Story message. Do you like trains? Sigville is a perfect location for a city that's all about trains. The task is building a grand city to house plenty of people. It's been given to you, go build. Okay. So we've got this area here. Looks like a pretty flat map. There's a little bit humpy bumpy that way, but a good way to have an overview is like this. I can see looks like there's some train tracks coming in from that side, and is that train tracks there? A little bit of a dodge here, guys. If you rotate the map this way and do this again, you get another view. Yeah, so it looks like we've got kind of two spur train tracks coming in. We've got water here that's flowing, that's good, and we've got to build up here. And before I just want to get some of my curiosity, I haven't actually looked at this map, guys. So hamlet 1,000 is a worthy village, so we've got to get to a worthy village in 20 weeks. I've got a feeling that population's been increased. Boom town, busy town, big town, small city, 12,000. Again, I'm sure that was 11,000 something or other. Well, I might be wrong. It's a little while since I've built a normal city. So we get trains when we get a small city at 12,000, and we've got a monorails as well. Okay. But the first thing we need to do is get this city underway. Now we've got to lay out a city. I think I'm going to go for my normal layout. And no. First thing we got to do, golden rule of City Skylines, is build a tiny little road and delete it. That unlocks all the roads along the bottom here. Oh, it's a little while since I've actually done this, and I think we're going to maybe we'll come down a little bit for a bit. Build a 180 roundabout here. I like to have a major roundabout just in where this city comes in, because you're going to get a lot of traffic coming in to start with, so you want something that's going to flow from the very beginning. And so just get that there, and that there, that. And now my instinct is for have commercial, residential this way, industry this way. Now I would normally in the past gone with two one-way roads. Got your speed 40, that's the speed on here, 50. But this is quite expensive. This is 60 a cell. This is 40 a cell, but there's more of it. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is have put a four-way road in there. This is a break from my normal way of doing things, because I have very averse in the past to actually using lane roads because of the traffic lights, and I think what we're going to do is come up here, but I don't want to build on these 4-lane roads. Oh, go back out. Okay, out that way. And what I'm going to do is come out again. Got to keep an eye on the cache. The cache is very tight when you start these cities off, guys. So, and I think what we'll do is we'll drop some residential in there. Now, the reason I'm building out this way is that the water supply is over here, and again, if you're new to the game, intake is always upstream of outtake. Now, these aren't going to be the final locations for these water supplies, and what I'm going to do is quite literally come right through the centre like that. Put that up. I think that's looking good, and of course what we're going to need is power, and we're going to use wind power. Hopefully this is 8, that's good. And if I drop that in there, that will connect these two together. And what we're going to do is come down here, just sneak into there. Check if the, yep, and we can get up and running, and we can jazz it up a little bit. And what I'm going to do is have a bit of commercial here, because the commercial trucks here will have industrial coming down this way, and so we're just going to get this up and running, and I think we can get this underway. Get that there. Up, so better check the traffic manager. Got to remember the traffic manager. Yeah, traffic lights. You are gone. You are not welcome in this city. And of course we can now get rid of those. So, and you can see this is why you don't want to spend too much money straight away. Alright, we've got already getting a bit of a demand for commercial, so I'm just gonna put some commercial in here. You may need to bridge this over a little bit to get it underway. And what we're going to do is come down here with the we'll have the industrial coming down this way. Just flip that the opposite way. We're still losing money, got to keep an eye on that because we can't take out any loans. Just drop the budget for the water down because the city's not very big at the moment. That should help. And I think we can, I think that could come out to there and just come down there, connect that to there. And we will get that in there, but we need to keep an eye out for water. If we come smack down the centre like that, that should give us a water connection. So we're up and running, guys. Got a power connection through here now, and got a little bit there. So we just need to drive this industrial a little bit. Now, what you need to do is, as I say, you need to be aware of the cash situation here, guys. So don't go over the top with building stuff. Oops, we've got a power problem. Connect that up. Get the power in, up and running. You need to keep a little bit of reserve, if I remember correctly, of 6,000 to start with, just in case you need to drop another power supply in. Right, so we've still got a demand here for growing, so... Oh, bugger. Okay, let's just snip out that road there. That in there. That can go there. I think what we probably could do is just take that out. Come that way. Come that way, and we'll just put a little bit of a scoop there. And the magic number is 460. And that will... Oh, no, still not. Okay. And we've got demand for residential. Let's get the residential coming back this way. Maybe a little bit over here. And I think we can down. Actually, let's go out this way. Take advantage of the... No. Oops, no. Reason I've gone back down to two-way here, because we're getting close to the edge there. We don't really need to have a major piece of road there, and I think you can come out with the water supply this way. We're down to 15,000, but we're making cash now. Let's drop this in here. Now you've got to bear in mind that if I kind of come here, look at the goals, we're nearly 10 weeks in and we haven't even reached 500 yet. So you've really got to keep the pressure on for growth on this. You want the city grown as fast as possible if we're going to get there in 20 weeks. It's a fairly tough scenario, guys, so you've really got to get the population up and running, and you don't have much in the way of stimulus at the moment except for jobs and all that. So you really need to get to 1,000 population in 20 weeks is going to be a little bit of a challenge. So it's growing now. We're getting quite a lot of population coming in, so I think what we can do is come back this way. Let's come off, and I think we've got a hamlet. We've got a bit of a cash stimulus now, and I think what I'm going to do is just dump that out that way for the moment. You need to get the trash in as quickly as possible, and I think we've got a bit of cash. Get that in, get the happiness up as quickly as possible. And again, we've still got demand, so again we're on a very tight schedule here, guys. So I think we were on a kind of round like this. Oops, we got power problems, so get another power supply in here. This growing, got a little bit of commercial demand for commercial. I think we could probably get that. I think we could probably hook out this here, get that in there. Probably get some commercial in here. Maybe a little bit there. Again, we've only got 590. The city's growing very, very slowly at the moment. I think what we can do is come down here and we'll just keep whacking in the population demand here. Which I think what I'm going to do is borrow some money, 20,000, and what we're going to do is get some education in on this corner. That's going to make everyone a little bit happier, and that should lift the population flow up. That's growing quite nicely. I think you can come out this way. This is a bit tougher actually, guys. Let's have a look at our goals. Yeah, we've only got 7 weeks to get to 1,000. I know the game's running a bit slower, so let's speed up a little bit. I think, yeah, we've got this commercials come in a little bit there. Let's get that running. Maybe we're put some preparation in for some more industrial. Let's actually zone it in while I'm looking at it. Check the water. Yeah, the water's good. I think maybe we can bring this road in like that. That was the power. Yeah, power's getting a bit low again. So pop that in. What you don't want is a power shortage straight away at this point. I mean, once we've got a bit of momentum, guys, then I will move some of this stuff around. I mean, that's the way you've got to think about it. Let's just get yeah, this come over. Yeah, this will do like that. Power. Yeah, these power lines are connected through now, so that can come out. So we've got education, we've got health running, and city's growing. It's not growing as fast as I would want. This might be a bit close, a close run thing, guys. We've got 4 weeks to go. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I mean, normally I would put up taxes here, but I think if I put taxes up, it's going to slow the growth up. So I think we're going to have a low tax economy at the moment. Well, we're getting close. City's filling in. Got a bit of demand for. Yeah, you're okay. You've got a little bit of demand. We can get a bit more commercial in there. Don't think we need these power lines anymore now. These can come out. So we've got a bit more demand for. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. And I think we can get a bit more residential there. I think I'd love to get these power lines out. How close are we? I'm looking. We've got 2 weeks to go. 2 weeks to go. Yes, we've done it. Wow. Well done. Your city is growing fast. Keep this up and your trains will carry plenty of passengers. Oh, that was close, guys. That was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. I think that extra boost on the levels, I'm sure they'd increase that. Now, we're going to have to keep the momentum going on building this city up to get to 12,000. So I think we're just going to have to keep the pressure on here and let it keep building. Okay. I think what I want to do is get this residential area out even further this way. I think that's about as close. No. think we'll have a reduced size residential here. Of coming out this way, following the path of the water. And once I've got this area out, and we've now got police and fire, we really need, and of the two, the most important is actually fire, because crime you can generally live without, but if you start getting fires in your city, you will know about it, guys. And that's the polite way of saying it. Right, we've got a bit of commercial. Let's get some more commercial up and running here. I think you can put it in that corner there. I think we can now start thinking about taking the industrial that way. And what else have we got here? We've unlocked our buildings, but we don't have enough cash for those anyway. We've still only got an elementary school, and we will need to get a police station in, because crime is a bit of a factor in this game now. I think what I'll do is I'll put some bit of residential there. I think this is as close as I want to get, because I show you guys here, you've got a pretty bad noise from this little area here, so you don't really want people living any closer than that. But what I do want is for people to, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. It's a bit of a power edge over there. And I'll just take this out here, and it'll mean that I can now take this up. And probably, well, we're probably going to go higher anyway, so. I've got 2-lane effect there. Okay, let's put that there, and we've got water problem here, so let's get up 460. That can come in this way. That means we can get some residential along the top there. And we've got another power problem. Okay. And I think we can go up towards the highway. Actually, I think what we can do is increase the taxes by a small amount. I'm a bit worried about getting to 12,000 in 150 weeks. It's a bit of a tough order, guys, so budget. And I think if you take this up to about 112%, what should happen is these should rise to 9. So each one of these will give us an extra 1 kilowatt, which will give us a bit more of a surplus. So we're consuming 31 out of 35, and we've got a bit more tax coming in. I think what we can do is kind of maybe get a bit more commercial in this area. Nope, don't want that on there or there. I think we can have a bit along here, a bit along there. Yep, I'm happy. We've got 18,000, and I think what we can do now is spend the 12,000 on the police department, and you can see we've got a nice little boost here. And what do we want here? Educate more citizens, yes. And we've reached Tiny Town. We've now got 1,600. We've got some parks, some trees. We've got a vertical farm and a biodome. These aren't part of the DLCs. These are part of a high-tech DLC that I'm using, or I bought. So we've got pavements, parks. Okay. And we've got 27,000. And what I'm going to do is, I think we're a small park here. That's a bit big. That'll do. I think if we drop a small park there and a small park there, that will increase the. And it says we've now unlocked high schools. Although high schools 24,000, that will wipe me out. So I think we'll hold off on the high school at the moment. But we could put another elementary in over here. Let's get that up because the demand, and we've got quite a lot more commercial. So I think what we can do is we'll come out here and just let this run. And I think we're commercial down here, and I want to kind of leave this noise gap here and get some commercial running down here. And we got power problems again. Okay, I think we can double up on the power supplies here. This is growing quite nicely. I don't really want to go much further north at the moment because highways produce noise as well. I'd love to kind of take the industry that way because these guys have got water problems. Yeah, I think we're going to go with a little bit of an overlap here. I think you can come here. Just get an overlap that way. I think we're going to take the city out this way in a bit of an angle because, if I remember correctly, the railway is there. Okay, so yep, I much appreciate you telling me about canals, but I'm not interested. And I think that come in this way, and you can come out this way. And again, we'll have the residential here. I think we're kind of let the commercial grow this way. Getting a bit of a messy city, guys, so I'm gonna have to think about how to tidy things up, bearing in mind that we're gonna have to get some railways in here eventually. So, and we've got a little bit of industrial here. I think what I can do is take the industrial out this way. Just build that up there. I should be able to get industrial this side. Okay. I think we can get a bit more efficiency in that. How are we doing? Goals. We're 33 weeks in, we've got 2,000 people. I think we're doing okay, guys. So we've got this growing. Really need to accumulate the cash now, get a high school down. So I think that will really push the city up a little bit. And again, we've got the noise factor over here. So we're just going to let the cash build up, guys. Just going to let it run. Get people moving in. Maybe we're a bit more residential there. I don't want the momentum to drop. And maybe we're... People are just going to have to put up with... Water, yes. And I think what we can do is come down. Alright, it's going to be very gridded, guys, but when you're building on a time limit like this, you cannot really afford to do artistic stuff. The artistic stuff comes once you've cracked the main structure. I think that can come in there. We've got a little bit of a gap here. Yeah, the artistic stuff and the faffing around comes with that. A bit worried about traffic lights. Got any more traffic lights in? No. Why is it not building this side of the highway? What's that? That looks like traffic lights down here. Okay. Oh, yeah. Got some traffic lights there. Traffic lights there. Okay. Why is this not... Oh, yeah, it's building in now. Obviously, it doesn't like traffic lights. And I think what we can do is come out like that. Okay. That was the water coverage. Water coverage is good over here. And we've got a power problem again. I'm pretty sure, I'm starting to think they've nerfed these, because I'm sure we didn't have this problem before. And I think what I'm going to do is put in a district here. Is there anything we can do policy wise? Parks and recreation, power usage. Because that's going to cost me money. You've got to be very, very wary about the... Yeah, you've got to be very wary, guys, about actually putting down policies, especially in the early part of the game. But we've got plenty of cash coming in now. So, and we're running it still a bit behind the curve. I'm a bit worried about that growth. We really need to get a bit more growth going. I mean, I really, really want a high school in. That will push the growth up, because if you look here, no level info. This says educate more people. So we really, really need the cash for high school, which is 24,000. That's interesting. Oh, that's... Yeah, we've got no high school capacity at the moment, so we're just gonna let the city flow at the moment. We're not going to spend any cash. That should be covered by water. Yeah, that's okay. I think what we can do is just fill in some of these, and we've got to Boomtown, which is 2,800. That will give us the cash for the high school. Let's get the high school in straight away, and you can see the immediate surge across the city like that. That will certainly have an impact. Right. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a commercial zone here, because commercial people do not mind noise from the highway. Yep. We'll get a bit more there just to suck that up. What else did we gain on that milestone? Boomtown, got recycling, recreational, we got better roads, plumbing, we got a cemetery, which we're definitely going to need to get in. Disasters, that's something to think about. Right, let's get a cemetery in, because we don't want dead people. I think that will have a positive effect. We got a bit of a water issue, and that means that it's time to increase this budget. And I think this is where I'm going to leave it, guys. I want to keep these parts relatively short to start with, because obviously this is a lot of routine stuff building up, and you can see the city's now growing. I'm quite happy with it. We've made a very good start. Still a little bit worried about this. We're 44 weeks in. We've only 25% of the way, so we're going to have to try and get a bit more momentum to get to 12,000, which means it's going to be a bit of a speed build. But I think this is where I'm going to leave it, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. And till next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.